Muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos. Muchas gracias a todas las personas que nos acompañan hoy desde esta sala y también en el enlace en vivo. El día de hoy queremos presentar al doctor Juan. Él es el secretario general de la iniciativa KoLFALCI para 3 países, Asia, África y Latinoamérica. ¿Qué es KoLFALCI? Es la iniciativa de cooperación para la agricultura, para la alimentación y la agricultura en los 3 países ya mencionados. Allí forman parte 45 países miembros y en este momento Costa Rica y el CATIE están fortaleciendo sus alianzas con el doctor Juan. Acabamos de firmar algunos agreements importantes para café y cacao y el día de hoy él nos va a presentar 2 seminarios. Uno de ellos es titulado Smart Farm Innovation in Corea y el otro es Agriculture Rural Development of Rural, porque él también hace parte es funcionario del RDA en Corea. Entonces ahora los dejo con el doctor Juan, quien es también fisiólogo de plantas, egresado de la Universidad de Coventry en el Reino Unido. Muchas gracias. Y para la modalidad del seminario vamos a tener la presentación en inglés, pero siéntanse cómodos de hacer sus preguntas en español. Tenemos alguien que va a hacer traducción. Si no entienden algo en la presentación, también Ignacio, quien es el traductor oficial del doctor Juan, nos va a hacer el favor de hacer la traducción. Y entonces, con esto damos inicio a la primera presentación. Gracias.
Thank you so much for this very kind Toda vida. Toda vida. Okay, but I am so happy to be here as a new partner of CATIE, and when I come here, I feel something has to be different from Korea. So that I enjoy every time new things that CATIE provides. In this morning, I visited the repository of the cacao and the coffee genetic resources, which I never seen before. I am so happy that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Taek Myung Won, actually working for the Rural Development Administration of Korea. Actually, you may not know your partner institutions, so I'd like to introduce about the Rural Development Administration, especially on the from the why we do agricultural innovation in Korea and what we achieved so far, and also what is our future. That could be my main focus, to be a good, also very effective partner of that. Yes, can you believe these two photos took at the same time with the time difference of 50 years? How can you describe these changes of the Korean community? I like to describe this change as just miracles. It's actually that 1950s was horrible poverty as well as famine. But now that the mayor who I met during the lunch, he described about the visit of Cheonggyecheon. This one, our dynamic change in society. How about agriculture? Yes, so 1960s, just before, after about 10 years later of end of Korean War, actually the Korean government set up the agricultural R&D institutions with a very strong government interventions, because most of people suffered the famines as well as the very shortage of foods, especially in the spring seasons. Many people died because of the food shortages. And I like to highlight the changes of our society and the agriculture can have a certain meanings to the other development assistance programs. So I like to do. But you can see here that actually this one actually the modern, recently modern R&D campus that it covers about not 1,000 hectares of the CATIE, but we have the 660 hectares in, for the agricultural innovations, so that we move down to the very agricultural production areas. So this one actually our new headquarters. You can see actually that the growth of economics in Korea, that we have to meet the demand of consumers, with different demand of foods when against the growth of the economies. So this time, actually, this time we have not vegetables, not enough vegetables, not healthy foods. But this time, actually, that the people are very concerned about the healthy foods. Agriculture R&D should meet the demand of consumers. Yes, that the Korean agriculture change every time, try to meet the demand of the society, changes of the society. We experienced to sorting out the problems of shortage of food to now the high value for agricultural commodities. Also, I myself also have witnessed the changes of society. When I was young, actually, that in 1970s, 1960s, that I had food donated from other countries. One actually was with bread, and another one is milk. And I could not forget the taste of bread was donated by USAID. So that still I describe the bread is the most delicious one because my tongue still remember the taste of bread. Okay, but but this time, every time my concern actually my big stomach. Actually, that the big meals every time, too much nutrition. I have to stop having food sometimes. That is so that every time I am looking for which one could be best for my health, and that is the change. Yes, all day actually created several revolutions. I certainly believe revolutions in science and technology determines our agriculture every time, the past, present, and the futures. Because that in 1970s, RDA hired 200 rice scientists to sort out, solve the shortage of our staple crop rice. Actually, that 200 scientists did great jobs. Actually, that late 1970s, we actually just feed all Korean people without any problems of shortage of rice. So that everybody can have enough boiled rice. Then they can work very hard for economic growth. Another amazing story is actually that when we created the one rice cultivar, we call it KoLFALCI, meaning unification. You can imagine the separation of two Koreas. Actually, that KoLFALCI rice cultivars doubled the yield of the rice product per unit areas. Then actually that we solved the problems. Then actually the cultivar is the best scientific achievement in last 50 years in terms of social economic impact in Korea. Not the Samsung mobile phone, not the Korean Hyundai car. That actually the one rice cultivar revolutionized our society. That actually that everybody can have enough rice. And then the 1980s, people think about that. We need something more nutritious, even during the winter season. Korea has 4 distinct seasons, especially during the winter seasons, when almost the temperature is more or less -5 Celsius degree. We cannot grow anything in the fields. But we developed the very well-designed plastic film house to produce year-round production of fresh vegetables. Then everybody can enjoy fresh vegetables year-round. Then actually the boiled rice and year-round fresh vegetables with meat. Maybe the 1990s, actually, everybody can enjoy enough nutritious foods. So that why do these jobs actually the R&D support very much the best product of agriculture. In 1990, 2000, safe. Everybody says safe. And so we developed the huge amount of knowledge to assure consumers have a very safe agricultural product. Let me show two examples. In case of rice now, that actually the double of the productivity is that already all the stories. Now we need to create the new functions of rice. Nowadays, Korea actually that make the rice for the wines, rice wines. We have the very special rice cultivars for rice wine. Actually, that is the unique the R&D ones. Also, you can see actually the gluten-free rice, and everybody concerned about the healthy. So healthy rice product. Also, the young generations stay alone, so that we have to provide that the people who stay alone cannot cook actually that easily, so that easily cook instant rice as well, so that the market of rice still maintain well. But one headache actually that we actually also the mechanized all rice production system from seeding to harvesting and the post harvest, all very systemized the production and the consumption systems. But the mechanization reduced the labor cost a lot. But one problem is actually the surplus of rice. This meant one problem is actually that nowadays the Korean government send the surplus rice to the less development partners via the World Food Programs now, so that you can see actually that science on rice science actually strongly support this process. I myself was a rice farmer. During the weekend, I can do the jobs of rice production because it's very easy. Just I need one phone calls to the some rice farms unions. You transplant the rice to my rice field. There's one call is enough, and then actually when harvest, could you harvest my rice, and just the 2 calls enough to planting and the harvest. But actually that's very enjoyable. Sometimes I survey my rice fields to is there any pest or not, but even I do not fertilize, I do not apply agricultural chemicals. Sometimes it drones spray all the chemicals in the villages, in the periods, the very collective periods, so that I do not concern much about the times of work on my rice field. Another one is that big achievement of scientific activities on Chile. Yeah, that in the last about 40 years, Korean scientists published 15,000 academic papers on Chile, because that to make the best quality of kimchi. Some people know about kimchi. Korean people cannot live without kimchi. Daily, the side dishes, the boiled rice. So actually there is on history actually estimation is that indicates that 450 years ago, the invaders brought the chili powder to torture the people. But the Korean grandmothers, while our grandmothers converted torturing material to seasonings, now we invented the very fine technology for hybridizations. Hybrid seed of chili, very highly uniform, even that we can produce any times in all over the world. That actually, that is what we, the scientific findings actually support strongly to consume everyday chili powder for seasoning. Okay, that is the majority. Actually, these are major commodities in Korea, agricultural commodities in Korea. I like it, the livestock. Those are also very big ones in Korea. Also, everybody can enjoy enough meat and meat. But one thing I like to highlight here, actually, the ginseng is the historical ones, very historically produced in Korea. And we export this ginseng to even China. We add the very high value commodities. This one nowadays, we invented the pledge of technologies and science to produce very reliably this commodity as the export ones. Another one actually that strawberry. Now in South Asia, in the South Asia, that everybody say Korean strawberry #1. If we do not have the Korean strawberry, we cannot say I am in the middle class, because they like Korean strawberry. Whenever I visited the wholesale market, they ask me, could you introduce some strawberry farmers in Korea to import Korean strawberry? Actually, they're very tasty ones and also very reliable shipments. We RDA strongly support such a good development of the agricultural commodity. So you may ask, what is the actually RDA? Rural Development Administration has the 4 national institutes with 1,800 staff members, including 1,100 independent research scientists, covering the whole areas, from the very basic science for agricultural productions to the live animal science. So now in this year that we have almost 1 billion R&D budget from the Ministry of Finance. So that is the RD. So far that actually we covered all of our domestic agricultural productions. But 10 years ago, we thought about the one thing. We have to share our experience. Such a dynamic changes of our experience should be shared with the international community. As I mentioned earlier, that when we set up our R&D systems, we had strong support from outside. So now we like to share our R&D experience to outside as forms of oversee the official development assistance programs. So I am in charge of the Secretary Generals for Asia, Latin America, and Africa, covering the partnership with the 45 members countries. I like to share such an experience together with them. Actually, now, the last 10 years, I found actually I have to learn something from outside the African agriculture, Asian, South Asian agriculture, and the Latin America. So this time I am here to learn about the coffee and the how can it cooperate together? And because we like to see actually that even small scale success by the revolutionized technology on agriculture. Okay, that I like to highlight this time actually that we also did high value additions. Everybody do these jobs actually. That in the case of rice, RDA covers all sectors of agricultural science, from the environmental science, biotechnology, agricultural engineering, to the some also the new material for agriculture commodities. Okay, then also in Korea, also small country, we suffer the climate changes that now that with witness the increase of temperature and then causing the moving some crops, the optimal production area is actually moving up to the north. Actually, now that we have the very good early warning systems using the satellite information, so that we like to develop new variety and the new cropping systems for each crops at this moment. That next 8 years, we like to invest that $200 million for tackling climate change in agriculture. Yeah. Okay, maybe that I have to short the introduction because another presentation, smart farming innovation in Korea. So okay, maybe that is the end of this presentation because I try to introduce about the R&D of Korea. Maybe that it, I hope that you can use this information for future cooperation together with Korea. Maybe not copy and maybe also the another points. Like this one is what I like, early warning system. Open the next slide. Because there are two presentation parts. I did 30 minutes. Yes. Maybe if you like this presentation parts, maybe that I can share with you. But this one, in this area, every ambassadors to this Central America ask me, why don't you come to the country where they work for, introducing smart farm innovation in Korea. Yes, so that I present this times. I can skip here actually. Yes, yeah, 15th century. The Korean king liked to have the fresh vegetables during the winter season. It was the 1454 sometimes. Can you believe it? And then actually that step man of palace created one green. Yeah, we can say greenhouse because he used the oil paper and the bottom heating systems to grow fresh vegetables during the winter season. Outside temperature possibly then -10 Celsius, but he liked to bottom heating and to get the sunlight oil papers. Do you know anyone else do such jobs before? I think that nobody. As far as I know, yes, this one is the first type of greenhouse in Korea. That actually the king enjoyed the fresh vegetables and the fresh mandarins even during the winter season. Believe it or not, there is I saw that the historic records, so that maybe I very objective way. And then actually now the Korea actually that small country that even but we have the 4,000 hectares of such this type of plastic film greenhouse. So very cheap, and the farmers can get more incomes. And based on this ones, we cannot just put it because of the very chilly winter season. Okay, then we can grow any sort of the fruit. Especially, I like to highlight the chili pepper origins from this place. need the hot temperatures, but we can grow the chili pepper during the winter season because of the science. That's the 15,000 publications support these jobs actually. The farmers also the green chili peppers. Before that time, we had no fresh vegetables, just dried vegetables during the winter season. 5 months time, that we can see actually the deficiency of the vitamins because of the dried, not enough fresh vegetables. Yes, that's it. I like to emphasize that we have to solve the challenges of the environment. Maybe here you mentioned climate change, drought. But every time agricultural science should meet actually bravely the challenges of we have to confront the challenges. Okay, that is what I like. So the watermelon as well actually that tropical crops and the tomato as well. But we can grow anything during the season. All day actually the scientists has accumulated so many different technologies to do that, not just a single technology, very the multiple technology to realize the best profit to the farmers when they adopt these systems during the winter season as well as the summer seasons. That actually we provide all scientific and the technologies, scientific the data and the ones actually that with say some people say first generation smart farms. Everybody the farmers can use the ICT technology during these times. ICT technology. Also, this one's actually that we got for the specifically that the important vegetable production. Okay, then let me skip actually. Now, smart farm innovation plans by the Korean government. So we have a strong plans now. Because that this is the way for the future agriculture, not for the Korean. Now, some country in the Europe or other countries like the Uzbekistan already brought this technology for their agriculture. At this moment, that RDA provide all technologies as a forms of ODA, Official Development Assistance Program. That is what we have done. Also, the Korea like to use these systems to attract young farmers. Young farmers should make the profit easy and also easy to work. They are very encouraged that they are very good, generations of ICT games, okay, computer games. They like to farming like the games. So they like to provide some programs. This one's for the and this plans will cover such not from science or from science to not only from science to also creation of jobs. Okay, we have some stages for the development of future smarter farming innovations. Now, so far the ICT-based control, physical controls over ones, but we like to automate it, more automations to reduce the production costs at this moment. That is, at least they cover 7,000 hectares we target this moment. That's that. This one everybody use one actually. The artificial intelligence, big data, and artificial intelligence for the ones that RD set up a strong program on the smart farm innovation. Let me show you one thing. Okay, then okay, it does. Okay, working. That the RDA scientists invented once voice controlled farm voice systems. This one actually just even the greenhouse systems that young ladies just control the voice all over the world, all systems. But we imagine that strong men can work with the field, but nowadays smart farm innovation change the stereotype of our thinking. Even young female farmers can work to control the field. So each to work. That is what we like also to test. We like to put all data together to produce fresh vegetables, more delicious, more safe, more less more profit. Okay, that the so far that we on the what happened. Okay, manual control. Sorry, that we in Korea actually when we heat to get the high temperature, we have to use it pure stuff. So when we precisely control it, we can save energy. With the more product, the more profit to the farmers. Nowadays, we have some success cases even in the farm field. So we are happy to see such the innovation. Another one is actually another one, the livestock. Another one actually for the livestock is that nowadays after the certain ages that we found that huge amount of the meat consumptions, so that we like to clean the livestock care, so that we like to collect all data set for the smart livestock farmers that RJ created that the all data for their livestock productions with this system. So the computing farmers actually can now very sometimes late because we could provide enough scientific data as we witness from rice and chili. But that is our future in the country. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I try to finish my presentation in time because that is the kind of my respect to your presence. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I am very honored to receive your question.
Thank you very much for your presentation. A partir de este momento tenemos las preguntas abiertas para el público en general. Esperamos que sea un espacio de discusión, no solo sobre sus presentaciones, sino si ustedes tienen dudas de la agricultura en general, de programas que tengan que ver con el desarrollo a nivel de Latinoamérica y otros. Él está abierto a escuchar estas preguntas. Y no sé si hay preguntas a través del chat, ¿no? Ok. Entonces, por favor. Y siempre con el ánimo de preguntar en español, Ignacio muy amablemente hace la traducción.
Gracias y bienvenido. Corea del Sur ha incursionado en avanzar con los alimentos nutracéuticos que están orientados a mejorar la salud. Usted lo anunció en cortito. ¿Cuánto ha sido el avance para los problemas de las personas celíacas? Porque sé que Corea tiene un plan de trabajo para reducir el gluten en algunos alimentos.
발표 감사드립니다. 그 카티에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 한국이 건강식품에 많은 투자를 하고 있다 보니까 사람들의 건강 상태를 개선하기 위한 식품이 어떤 건데 그 글루텐 함량을 줄이기 위한 식품에 대한 연구는 어디까지 진행되었습니까?
지금 Spanish?
Yeah. In English, please.
Okay.
Okay.
That ALDE has a very big programs to gluten-free wheat and rice. So we already have the very the less gluten-free wheat and also rice. Actually, that we also identify the genes working for the gluten or the controlling gluten relations.
Yes.
That also we have the modern biotechnology, also invented some transgenic crops.
Yes.
And so the not for commercialization of GM crops at this moment, but the breeders, wheat breeders found that using the conventional breeders,
Okay.
gluten-free ones, so that we can commercialize anytime the gluten-free wheat and rice at this moment.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really good, very informative. It is remarkable the transformation you guys have in Korea from those 50 years. Amazing transformation. I wonder, since you were transforming the agriculture sector through time, I imagine that you had surplus on production.
Yes, yes.
So was that transformation driven by export or by local consumption?
Good questions. Yes, that actually, that as you know, that the last 50 years ago, still I am more than 50 years old. When I was young, that my society was very so close, very shy to the international community. Very shy. Even I myself created that when I did enter to the university first time. So we did not know about the so agricultural production also same. Mostly focused on the domestic consumptions. We did not think about export because the small country, you can. But then actually that we met the big challenge in 1994, the year of World Trade Organizations, and of course free trade agreement agency recent. Then actually that Korean rice farmers demonstrate don't open the rice farms. When we open the rice farms, it killed rice farmers. So that actually that we protect a lot on rice farms. It actually international trading organization also allows because it our own decisions. Then actually last in terms of agricultural R&D issues, mostly focused on the very on the domestic consumption, so not for the international market. And actually, our food is quite unique from others. You cannot make the kimchi. You cannot make kimchi. But one thing actually I can say, we have a very good quality of Korean food by the high agricultural R&D. Not very, but very limited to global market. So that surplus is a very natural one. So now we are adjusting. This year that the government dropped the policy to protect the agriculture against the global market. Now that we have already opened 1994, but the exceptions was the rice. Now some competitions naturally, but some product, especially in Korean market, is very highly competitive because it's the best taste for Korean people. And you know that maybe we cannot sell kimchi to you because you do not like the kimchi. Just you can try, but not daily consumption. But okay, then we can surplus it very natural. But now we are trying, our innovation, now there's some innovations for the national market this month. Especially one thing, which would be smart farming innovations. That is another one. Oh, some crops already, some commodities already, some strawberry, yeah. That now the farmers, okay, we can open our agriculture to the global market because they are very, export keen to export their products.
Thank you for the answer. And my last question before. So in 2006, US and Korea have a free trade agreement.
Yes.
Where you guys included livestock, pork, and so many other crops.
Yes, yes.
We, as well, in Central America, we had pretty much at the same time a free trade agreement. So, so I wonder to know, I'm wondering how in Korea, let's say, livestock farmers reacted to those free trade agreements and how they are adapting to what is coming.
Yes, good questions. Yes, that about the a few years ago, strong the resistance of the domestic livestock farmers for importing American beef. Yeah, that the free trade agreement. We have to sell our car to the American market. We cannot say stop, but we have to opt. That is a free, because that is a philosophy of principle of free trade agreement. We have to follow, government follow. But next, the last few years that we witnessed one thing, Korean people, like Korean, rather than the American, but young generations are really different from us. That I myself also sometimes buy American because it's cheap. Taste, good tasty for me. But some consumers already bought it once, but still maintain well the integrity of our livestock. Even we open the market. We did not expect once. 1994, actually, we opened the grape from Chile and Argentina, and that time the farmers, fruit farmers say the actually, the import of Chile, very reasonable price Chilean fruit destroy our fruit industry, but it doesn't happen. It did not happen. Because people still found the tasty. Actually, we can say my taste. We know the taste of people in Korea. So that R&D systems provide quite well the marketable taste. Okay, if you can identify one, you can sell it for it. Okay.
Because of climate change, will south of the Korean Peninsula become suitable for new crops?
Yes.
Which new crops?
Yes, some farmers like to produce the mango, apple mango. It's the one day that they introduced the apple mango. It cost almost 6 fruit boxes of boxes cost about $100. Wow, great price, isn't it? The 6 fruit apple mango produced in southern part of the Korea. When I taste it, it's not tasted like it, in some South Asian countries. I say that I don't like to pay because it's $100 for 6 fruit mango. But now farmers try to introduce more some subtropical or tropical crops to Korea. That the moving some farmers also like to grow the coffee trees as an ornamental trees. Yeah, ornamental. But what I witnessed in recently, actually, that when the coffee tree is exposed to the -30 for about just less than 30 minutes, it died completely because it's very sensitive to the cold temperature. So I say, don't grow it. So you need a very careful management for the temperature. But the farmers try to use more subtropical and tropical plant for their income generations. But yes, we need. RDA has some programs to prevent such the failure of the farmers, so that we provide this could not grow in this area. Still, you have to wait for the temperature increment of the day. Just the farmers whether it's try not for the site. So, okay.
Very interesting.
Okay.
This is a question from online. A greenhouse could be suitable for small-scale farming that is exposed to strong winds or dry land.
Strong wind
And dry land.
dry land. Yes, for the greenhouse, yes, so I saw that the greenhouse, different forms of greenhouse, not in the Guatemala, that in highland areas. Surely that dry lands we can save waters because that preventing some evaporations. But for the strong wind, that is not resistant. Also, hot temperature also not resistant. Actually, the hot temperature that we need a very special quality of plastic films, so that farmers in tropical areas sometimes use the ordinary plastic films, but they cannot. They are not much durable like in Korea. Korea, the farmers can use them for years, because that in the summer time they just wrap, and the winter season they can use. But here in tropical area, depending on the area, to the setup of the greenhouse. Okay. Is it enough for the answer?
Yeah, there are many critics to livestock production under climate change. There is a movement to do precision biology, precision fermentation, design your own meat without the livestock production. Is Korea doing some work on that line?
Oh, sorry, that I could not get it.
Precision fermentation, where you can use machine learning to design the beefs that you want to have, but then you grow it through fermentation.
Fermentation.
Yes,
Or
to generate your own milk. Instead of growing a cow, you do fermentation and cell replication. You make a hamburger.
Okay.
Is Korea working in some of those lines of work?
I could not answer clearly about the methods because I am not very specialized in the methods. But as far as I know, the fermentations, yes, that still I think the experienced farmers involved in the process, so they make that their experience is still better than the eyes so far. So, but I could not hear any instance of such questions in Korea. Sorry.
Lauren Fantoni from CIRAD, Associated to CATIE. Thank you very much for the presentation. It's really very interesting to discover more of that Korean agriculture and the high technology development. It's quite interesting. I wonder if you also work on the impact on the environment that such high technology farming are you working?
Yeah, they're on the biomass, yes. And, RDA has one programs on biomass. Nowadays the UN renewable energy. We have some special project for especially UN renewable energy, especially using the biomass, big biomass. Actually, recently, as you know, the Korean territory is small scales, but the priority is a little bit less because the people we created a new variety for the high biomass that we cannot plant it once, not like the Brazil. Brazil is huge land, enough production for biomass, but the Korea is mostly need the very intensive agriculture. The biomass need very big lands. So the still, but there is some scientific programs in doing this. How can we convert the bioethanol or the bio diesels? We have some research programs, but they're not much attractive so far. Yes. Okay.
¿Te puedes acercar un poquito? Es que se escucha muy bajo y las personas que están conectadas no escuchan. Cerca del micrófono, por favor.
At the end of your presentation, you introduced a program to accompany young farmers.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know a bit more about that and how, if it is still possible for young farmers to install a farm without indebting too much to install them. It seems, because it seems you need a huge investment to put on a greenhouse, for example, or the livestock high technology system. So how can a young farmer get installed?
Yes, that actually one big challenge at this moment, like many countries all over the world, actually. How can we support the young farmers to stay in the village? 10 years ago, when we stayed in the rural village, just a single man they cannot find that spouse because the young ladies doesn't like to stay in the rural communities because of them getting older and older in the villages. The average already Korea also has a big headache of the aging of farmers. So that there is the big challenges. So the government strongly intervene on the issues with the support of the young farmers with a certain financial support as well as technical support. We have special programs. Another one actually is the RDA. My institution set up a special college for young farmers. It's a 3-year course, and it's a fully supported, government supported programs, young farmers programs, 3-year training programs. But there is a strong criteria, very clear criteria. They have to stay in the farm. It also showed that strong plans of the farming after graduations. When they enter to the college, fully supported by the government. Recently, the graduate student, the student graduate from the college now average salary more than my salary. So that young farmers is very good, like to stay in the rural area. There is one the cases, but we recently achieved. So that RDA scientists actually provided new technology to them. And they brought new technology to the village. They do not work much. They usually bring the business actually that mobile phones to control the greenhouse. Not in like senior farmers stay in the greenhouse, but young farmers like to control the greenhouse. In rather than they also learn the business management. They know commercialize it very well the product. So we put the all technology management also that when they produce put items also the very high priority for commercialization. So also the local area. Today I met the mayor of this city and the young farmers can enjoy such a more exposure to the market because there's a big support from local area, local politics, because they have to stay in the village. So there is then actually they could enjoy high income. What's the high income? Spend with all day. Say, oh, this is a good program. Then Ministry of Agriculture say the set of special policy to enlarge the number of students because that was the effect for young farmers.
This is another question from website. How profitable is to adopt those kinds of technologies in poor countries with low access to water and finance?
Yes, that is another good question. Actually, so that the last 10 years that we RDA tried to transfer this technology to some less developed countries and partners, and then actually they say, oh, it's so expensive, big investment for the farmers. Yes, the very expensive ones. Maybe we can create a profit in the Korean market, not in your country. So the RDA set a strategy. Say when we like to share our experience, and you have to modify this technology for your own countries. Okay, then so that majority of RDA's partner for under the ODA programs, actually research institutions, we like to do both ones. That please bring our experience to your institutions. Please modify it for your farmers. One example, in Nicaragua, we brought actually the water saving technology for rice productions. Actually, it costs a lot. Actually, the Korean rice farmers can afford because they have enough incomes. But for the Nicaraguan partners, scientists modified very simple ways, and then he actually brought this technology to the rice field, 70 rice farmers, and he found that actually 20% of the 20% increment of rice yield with enough also the ones, because that is modified ones, not much cost. And then actually the Ministry of Nicaraguan Minister of Agriculture mentioned that last July, actually, that when I met him, actually, that he liked to distribute this simple technology to 4,000 rice farmers. Then actually, I told him, okay, this is a good ways to do our collaborations. Then actually, that if you like to do that, then I like to find more fundings to enlarge to expanding the new technology, to modify the new technology to the Nicaraguan farmers. So that is what I learned. So that Korean technology is not the single solutions for some less developed countries, because it's high cost to some technology. I certainly believe that actually we need modifications adapted to the local farmers. Okay.
Si no tenemos más preguntas, agradecemos una vez más al doctor Juan por su presentación y los invitamos a compartir con él un coffee break para que se sientan en la libertad de seguir conversando.
Muchas gracias. Gracias. Pura vida. Yes.